Elvis had some serious health issues which got worse with time. So today, we get to know from some of his Memphis Mafia members about his health problems and how it ultimately led to his death. Larry Geller, while expressing the performance of Elvis, got quite emotional. He also mentioned him as the greatest entertainer ever. But when Elvis was suffering from health problems, Larry could make out the difference. The body of Elvis was clearly stating that this is not the same old Elvis. There was a major difference.
Came on stage. Whoever has not seen Elvis live has missed the greatest entertainer of the 20th century. But when I saw him, my heart sank because I knew that something was wrong. I could see it in his eyes, I saw it in his face. The body doesn't hide anything, you just can't, and especially when you know someone.
Lamar Fike was the witness of this as well. He felt that things went quite abnormal for Elvis and he was surrounded by doctors.
Things started happening to him that were not normal, and the doctors being around. I look at, I watch. I'm not clairvoyant, and I'm not anything like that. I just look at things, and things are not normal. I pick up on it.
Jerry Schiling, who was quite close to Elvis, had a hard time accepting Elvis's death. He did not expect the health concerns to affect him so brutally. Jerry used to know Elvis as a fit guy who used to regularly play football. To see him using artificial breathing was certainly an unbelievable sight for Jerry. Jerry, though, mentioned that Elvis kept a positive attitude in front of him. Jerry also feels that Elvis took too much sleep medication.
He had taken too much sleep medication, and when I was first getting to Graceland, Vernon was walking down the steps with Elvis with a breathing thing on. He was having a hard time breathing, and when he saw me, he kind of snapped out of it, and he took the breathing thing off. So he didn't want me to see him in a compromising situation. He said, kind of winked at me and said, "Boy, this California air will get to you."
Lamar once called Elvis to ask about his health status, and Elvis told him about his discomfort. Lamar wanted Elvis to cancel his plans, move to Hawaii with his friends, and relax for some time. But Elvis delayed the plan. Do you know the sad part? That trip to Hawaii just never happened. Larry mentioned about the many health problems Elvis was suffering through, which included glaucoma, hypertension, a twisted colon, and high blood sugar, which had severe consequences on his body. Once Elvis lost his vision because of the flashing lights just after the performance, life was tough for Elvis. The medications made it worse. Sleeping pills were no less than poison for him and eating him gradually. Larry felt helpless. He did not want to see Elvis dying every single day. He used to cry in his room. When he spoke about this problem to other people, nobody was ready to believe him. Everyone had their full faith that Elvis will recover. None wanted to believe what they were seeing. Well, I guess the personality of Elvis was built that way. Lamar always knew that Elvis is harming himself. He spoke about this to Elvis's cousin Billy. In fact, he even had the audacity to speak this thing to Elvis as well. Elvis, though, did not agree with him and felt that he would live longer than Lamar. Marty was one of those who thought that Elvis would be absolutely fine. Sonny recited an incident when Elvis looked completely different, weak and ill. The security actually did a prayer for him just before his show. Anyone close to him had a fear. The Memphis Mafia had a fear, the fear of losing Elvis. Just a day before his death, Larry saw Elvis. Elvis never said a word, but his gesture was enough to speak volumes. A gesture which showed that Elvis was tired, but Elvis was relieved. Larry said, Elvis was responsible, but he was also a victim. He surely put himself through a lot, which eventually affected his health conditions. The Memphis Mafia was divided. Some knew about Elvis's deteriorating conditions and tried to warn him, while some were not ready to accept the harsh truth. That's it for today. Thanks for sticking till the end of this video. Meet you next time.